Okay, so before we get started, let's do a small black business promo really quick. So I got these cool little like vaping pens. They're really like mood changer aromatherapy pens from this local little small business. Her name is Nestle. She's just getting started, and she sells these little aromatherapy vaping pens, and then she also sells these like those little stones, like rose quartz and stuff like that. She sells things like that. And these vapes are super awesome. I'm obsessed with the good vibes. And then this one is called bedtime vibes. You hit this bedtime vibes a few times before you go to bed, and I promise you will have the best night of sleep ever. And then these good vibes, it just sets the mood. Like honestly, if you're just driving around vibing to music, you hit this good vibes and be up there. And then I also have these Everything's Better in Cali. Bro, come on now. So I have a homegirl, my best friend, her name is Callie, and she just opened up her own business, and she literally sells everything. She's like a little small online boutique. Go to everything'sbetterincali.com. I will have it in the description, and I'll probably have it right here across the screen. But literally, she sells everything from candles. I have these candles. I have literally every freaking flavor, every freaking scent. I have everyone. These are her new ones, and they smell so good. And then she also sells clothes. She sells lip chap, like lip balm, and now she's also selling face scrubs, and she also sells sea moss. So check my girl out. Oh, and then I don't know if I mentioned, but the girl is selling soap. Y'all, all natural, handmade. Like I watched her make them, and she also gives the girls a little cute little button. It is too cute, y'all. My favorite one, she has like this vanilla one, and I use it every single day. Mix it with some witch hazel. This one smells so good. Mix it with some witch hazel. Drink your water. I know y'all seeing my little gallon of water back there. Drink your water. Your skin will be clear. I mean, my skin ain't the clearest, but it is better than what it used to be. Thank God to my girl. She also gives you this little face scrubber, but it's all the way in the bathroom, and I'm not about to run and go get it. But yes, check my girl. She sells clothes, shoes, accessories, glasses, everything that you need. Everything for the summer, and her fall collection just dropped on August 1st. Y'all better stop playing. Everything is better in Cali. I'm telling you.
Still rest in peace, Kobe. I'ma ball out. Big boss player, I don't need no help. Need 100 niggas, I'ma slide by myself. Slide for a nigga, I won't slide for herself. Never scared of nothing but a nigga that snitch. Bounce out, bounce out, bounce out.
Okay, so now let's get into the story time. I have my story time pillow here, and I'm about to be hugging the girl because this story time is crazy. It is about the time that I got catfished. And it's not really gonna seem like I gave the girls like catfish like Neve and Maxiana, but I promise as I get into the story, y'all gonna be like, boy, why is you out here playing with trade like that? So this is like a little trade story time, a little DL nigga story time or whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay, so back last year in 2020 in August, I had just got a new car. Was kind of going through some stuff. The pandemic had just hit, and it had hit the girls hard. I ain't gonna lie. So I was connected with one of my Opus. I live in Bakersfield, California, which is like an hour and a half north of Los Angeles. And he lived in Fresno, which was about an hour and a half north of Bakersfield. So, baby, me and him started talking. We have been talking for about 2 years or so, maybe a give or take a little bit more, a little bit less. So me and dude have been talking, fine as hell, 6'4", he was like 6'3", 6'4", light skin, he had long curly hair, he was giving the girls Samoan, like he was giving the girls what the girls were supposed to have being gay. You know, because if it's not giving the girls what it's supposed to have being gay, then it's not giving what the girls supposed to have gave, and I don't want to part. So he's giving the girls everything. He's giving the girls Dwayne Johnson. He's giving the girls, you know, He's giving the girls, really he's giving the girls 808 Mafia Boss Southside. You know, he's giving the girls what the girls is giving. So I'm living for him, he's living for me, but we had never met. So we had FaceTimes off and on, probably every couple of weeks, every couple of months, we'll FaceTime and be on our shit, or we gonna come see each other. We had never really gotten around to it. So boom, fast forward, it's 2020, it's August. So we FaceTime, and this is probably FaceTime at like 8 o'clock in the morning. We just talking. He's like, you know what, I'm really tired of this internet back and forth. You know, we have been doing a little cyber sex. Oh, we haven't given the girls, you know, we haven't given the girls a little shorty, let me download. Let me a little cyber, little internet, little frisky on the webinar and all that. So he had been like, look, I'm tired of playing with you, you know, cause I'm tired of fucking around with you. You know, he was giving the girls like, you know, what my girl Ronnie was giving my girl Ebony, like, you know, I'm only gonna say it like this because I'm tired of fucking around with you.
I'ma tell you the truth, cause I'm tired of fucking around with you.
And I was like, okay. So he was like, I really want you to come see me. Like, you need to come out here. He was like, I ran into some trouble the last time I was in Bakersfield, which is what all the niggas say. Don't believe it. That just means he ain't got no car. Anytime that he don't want to come to your city, or he can't put up on you because he had some shit going on that side of town, or he got into some trouble the last time he was over on that side of town or in that city.
Child. Anyway, so
You trying to give the girls boo-boo the food, and we not giving the girls boo-boo the food. We giving the girls I can't be. It's not giving boo-boo the food. It's giving the girls, you know, smart. So the dude is breath in my ear. So I'm like, whatever. I ignore him, like, whatever. Okay, cool. I'll kind of brush off his advances because I'm not really worried about whatever. So fast forward, like a week goes by, we talking every day. Now he applying pressure, like now he coming in checking the temperature in the room. So I like it is what it is. So he like, look, I really want you to come see me. So I'm like, look, if you really want me to come see you, pay for me to come out there. Pay for my gas. At the time, I was driving a Kia Optima. So I'm like, look, pay for my travels. How about that? Gas was cheaper at the time. So it's like, look, pay for my gas. Boom. First of all, and pay for me a hotel. I don't stay in motels. Hotel, I said. So he was like, whatever. So he cash apps me like $350. He's like, look, just pay for gas, pay for food, get you a hotel for the night. I mean, I wasn't the type that I am now, so I'm like $350. You know, it sounds like it's giving, you know, it's giving you want to see the girls. So I fill up my tank. I find me a nice little hotel, whatever. I book it to not pay, just in case I have to scram, just in case I have to do the dash. Thank God I didn't pay because I definitely ended up having to do the dash on brother man over there. So I drive out there, you know, it is what it is. It's like an hour and a half drive or whatever. It was cool testing out my new car that I just got. So why not? So we're on the phone like the whole time. He's like, yeah, how far are you? Like, blah, blah, blah. You 15 minutes, you 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, so I get out there. Finally, I call. I'm like, hey, I made it. You know, it was a long drive. I'm like, where you at? I want to hurry up and get to the hotel. I'm kind of tired. I'm hungry. I hadn't ate all day because, you know, when you make a plan to, like, go see somebody, you really don't eat, like, all day. And then if you about them like the girls, you really don't want to eat. So I didn't know if I was gonna get my back obliterated all the way back there, all the way. I didn't know if he was gonna tear the beat off this wall, okay? So I didn't know, like, I was like, I don't know what the girls gonna give. So I was like, I ain't really in the mood to eat. I'm in the mood to eat. I ain't in the mood to eat kids. I don't want to jacket of my snow wings. So I finally get there. Call. I'm like, hey boo, I'm here. He like, okay, you know, I'm over at such and such over here. I'm like, okay, so I go over there. I'm like, we on the phone still, mind you. I pull up to the spot. I'm like, hey, I'm down the street, like, You know, I'm like around the corner, but you know, basically that's cool, man. So I'm like, oh, I'm around the corner. He like, okay, you know, when you hit a left on Whoop Whoop Street, you gonna see me rolling up the street. I'm just right here around the corner too. So I'm like, okay. He had told me he didn't have no car, so I'm like,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
you rolling up the street? So I'm like, oh my lord. I was thinking instantly, like, this finna be another baby mama, baby daddy situation. Like, this nigga finna leave his baby mama, come lay up with me. She gonna find out, I'm gonna get into where, and I'm gonna have to hurt her feelings. Cause I'm not into exposing no niggas, but if your baby mama comes to me with the drama, I'm going to hurt her feelings. And I'm gonna let you know before I take it there with her, you better get your girl, because if I hurt her feelings, she gonna come try to hurt yours. So what? It's either gonna be my feelings or yours. And I'm choosing my feelings to not be hurt. So I pull up and I'm looking around and I don't see nobody. So I'm like, okay. So I call, I'm like, hello, I'm here, like, what's going on? So he like, oh, okay, yeah, you in a white car with me? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, okay, you finna see me rolling up right now. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He like, I'm right here at the corner. So I'm like, oh, so why is this man rolling up in a wheelchair? Mind you, there's nothing wrong with having disabilities. There's nothing wrong with being disabled. There's nothing wrong with having problems. There's nothing wrong with having mental disabilities, physical disabilities, you know, incapabilities. All of that is fine. There's nothing wrong. But let somebody know. I was confused because I had seen him in pictures on his Facebook, standing up, pictures in the mirror. You know, like I had said, we had big things on the FaceTimes and over Snapchat and stuff like that. So I was real confused. Like, I was just trying to figure out, like, when did all this happen? Like, were you catfishing me with somebody else? Like, was it really not you? Or was you just catfishing me in a way? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just upset at the fact that he was physically impaired, because sometimes that's stuff that people can't help. And this stuff, even if you get shot, you can't help that it hit an artery or something, or you can't help that it you know, hit a main artery in your leg and now you can't walk, or that it hit something in your spine and now you can't walk. That's something that you can't help. Nobody wakes up and is like, you know what, I don't want to walk. So I understood, you know, that it's something that is a part of his daily life, and it's just a part of the way that he is. But also, you gotta let me know, because like, I'm a thick ass bitch, and you can't walk at all. So it's like, how you gonna be able to handle me? I need to be handled in a certain way. So how are you gonna be able to handle me? You can't stand up to pick me up, throw me around or anything like that. But he was cool as fuck. So I was like, it's good, you know, at the least I'm gonna be his friend still. And still to this day, we still talk and chop it up a little bit, but it's nothing like what it used to be, because I was just like, I can't respect you for not telling me. And then he pulled some fuck shit. That sealed the deal. So I pick him up. He gets in the car, you know, he scoots himself in, jumps in or whatever. And he's like, yeah, can you throw my bitch in the back? I was like, excuse me? He was like, can you throw my bitch in the back? Talking about his wheelchair, a real fully motorized, not motorized, but you know, a little scooty wheelchair. So I'm like, okay. So I pick it up, it folds up, and I throw it in the back. So he's like, oh, where's the hotel or whatever? I was like, oh, we were kind of close to downtown. I was like, oh, it's by Fresno State University. It's by FSU. So he was like, oh, okay, cool. My sister was living over there at the time because she was going to Fresno State. So I wanted to get somewhere close to where the next day I could just go and spend the whole day with her in her dorm and stuff, and then I could go home that night. So we go kind of close by where the hotel is. He's like, oh, can you stop me at the store? So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, where's the store around? He's like, oh, it's a 7-Eleven just right here. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. So we go to the 7-Eleven. He wanted me to buy him Black and Malice. He wanted me to buy him some cigarettes. He wanted me to buy him some backwoods and all this and all that. I'm like, sir, calm down, big pimpin'. Like, I'm not your personal driver. Is that what you wanted me to come out here for? So then he like, oh, well, can you take me to go get some food? I'm hungry. You hungry? The fuck? Alright, whatever. Because I'm just being nice because this is his city and he did pay for me to come out here. So the gas that I'm wasting, I'm really not wasting because it's really not mine, is it? So cool. So I go because we go to all these different places, and I have been to Fresno, but I had never been to Fresno or really spent no money. I was always riding with somebody or getting like, it was kind of like always a paid for a trip as far as like what I was going out there for to visit my sister and stuff like that. So I went to the bank and I pulled out all the money that he gave me, and I had just put it in the center console. So as we driving, he like rubbing all on my back. Like he giving the girls like rubbing all on my back, and he eventually like lifts my shirt up and puts his hand up my shirt to rub and scratch on my back. And I'm just like,
what the fuck are you doing?
I kind of am shaking the girls off, like, you know, ready to get it started. Beats I got, you know, like, sir, relax, boy. So cool, okay, it was kind of weird, it was kind of awkward, but I let it go, and I was just like, you know, maybe he just excited to see me, because I was kind of excited to see him too. Like, it's been 2 years and I don't know this motherfucker from a can of paint, so it's like, cool, you know, I'm getting his little vibe. He funny, he cracking jokes. We listening to, he introduced me to that Coochie Man song. So I'm like, okay, you know, maybe he is kind of cool. He cracking jokes. We talking, we laughing, we chopping it. It's giving what is kind of almost halfway it was supposed to be giving. Maybe. I don't know. But it was giving the girls. So he wants me to run him to another store after we go get food. So I'm like, damn, I'm getting kind of tired. Mind you, I came that night. So I left my house probably at like 7:30, got there around 9. Now it's pushing 11, 12 because I'm rolling you here, rolling you there. I done rolled him to his friend's house for he could get his bag, this and that. So I run him to a store. I go in the store, I take his money, I go in the store, I buy whatever he asked me to buy. I think he wanted like a brisk or something like that. So I was just coming back to me full circle. So I take him his food and his brisk and everything like that. So then I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? So I just asked, I'm like, look, what happened? So he's like, oh, a year ago I got shot and like it hit something in my spine and I just haven't been able to walk, but I'm paralyzed only from the knees down. It's like I can feel everything in my thighs. Like, you know, he was like, I'm only partially paralyzed. He was like, I should be able to walk soon. He was like, it's just, I have to get a spinal tap and I'll probably have to get another one. Like, I just can't feel much or whatever. He's like, I could feel a little bit. Like, we did like stuff when I was first getting out the hospital, like with the pins and everything. It's like I can feel a little bit, but it kind of feels like almost like when your leg is asleep. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, why you didn't tell me that, you know, a year ago? He was like, oh, I didn't know how to say it. It's kind of embarrassing, you know, to have been shot or whatever. The ops got me, da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool, it is what it is, but you still should have let me know, because at the end of the day, if something was wrong with me, I would let you know. Like, you know, if I was a certified crack baby and I steal TVs and stuff off your wall when you sleep, or I go through your purse and you got some cash so I can go re-up, I would told you, look, I got a problem. You know, so he should have just told me. He should have just let me know. It wasn't no problem, but I ain't never been with no man with no wheelchair. So, okay, so time goes by, whatever. We chilling. I'm really not catching his vibe no more. His vibe is just throwing me off, and it's just pissing me off at the fact that, sir, you didn't tell me that you had a disability. Not that I'm going to not talk to you because you have a disability. It's the fact that you didn't tell me and give me the option to know how I wanted to reflect off your disability. You know, that get people hurt sometimes. Like, some people don't know how to... Okay, but anyway, so time goes on and everything is running smoothly, but I'm just not liking his vibe. Like, why did you not tell me this? Like, it's not that it's a big deal. It's not a cutoff by any means, because if I'm attracted to your vibe, sometimes I don't give a fuck about the physicalities. It is what it is. Like, you know, it is what it is. If it's giving the girl's vibe, it's giving the girl's vibe, and I'm still gonna talk to you, and I'm still gonna kick it with you, and I'm still gonna fuck with you. And I mean, I don't know, I was kind of like, because he had sent me a picture of it, and it was giving what it was supposed to be gay. So I was kind of like, do I kind of want to try? Do I kind of don't? So I don't know, but I just wasn't catching his vibe. So I was like, I gotta get away from little Bo Peep that lost his sheep. AKA legs. So I was like, I gotta get away from him. Like, I'm just not feeling the vibe. I was like, I'm gonna just go to the hotel. I'm gonna think about it, shower, eat, you know, kick back a little bit. If I'm feeling it, I'll hit him up. So I was like, look, I gotta go check into the hotel real quick. But they told me every guest gotta check in and have an ID and everything like that. So I'm gonna just drop you off at home, and then I'm gonna come right back and get you, you know, once I check in and everything, get the key. So he was like, all right, girl. I dropped him off at home and I booked it to the freeway. I booked it. I went to the gas station. Hold on. I get to the gas station. I pulled out, mind you, I pulled out the money. It's in the center account. So I pull it out. He had gave me $350. I pulled out $360 out the ATM. I used $60 or so to fill up my tank. So I really pulled out like $300 and something of my own money. Like, I pulled out $300 of his money plus $60 of my own money. So I pulled out that money out the center council. I'm saying. So I pulled the money out the center council, and some money is missing. I only have like $240 or $260. I'm like, so I recount. I'm like, One thing I know how to do is add 2 plus 2 for sure equal 4. And this ain't adding up. This ain't adding up. I only spent $60. I'm spending all your money out your pocket for everything else. You just tried to play me right now. You just tried to play me right now. So I call. I'm like, hey, did you take some money out my center council? He was like, no, what the hell? Like, I gave you money to come out here. I gave you almost $400 to come out here. Why would I come and take it? That's like me taking back my own money. But if I did, it would be like I was taking back my own money because I gave you money. I was like, okay, I wouldn't give a damn if you gave me a piece of bubble gum. Don't take the piece of bubble gum back, bitch. So I'm like, the fuck, you're weird. So I hang up because you're the fuck weird. So then he called back. I'm like, what's up? He like, oh, are you really leaving? Or are you staying? I'm like, I don't know. I'll let you know. So I hang up. So I drive my happy black ass all the way back home to Bakersfield. A whole hour and a half drive back. Didn't give a fuck. I floored it the fuck home. Made it there in about an hour and 10 minutes. Floored it the fuck back home. And I blocked his ass on all social media until probably about 6 or so months ago. I unblocked him. And we ended up being back cool. He ended up telling me like that he took the money back because he thought I wasn't coming or whatever. We not cool because I'm not gonna never be cool with a nigga that do weird shit. But I don't have no malice and I don't have no grief. And it's not like he really took some money out of my pocket because at the end of the day, he still gave me some money. He left, like I said, like $240 or $260 of it. So it was just kind of a lesson learned, like, really get to know a person first before you go and meet with them, because probably during conversation of us just talking and getting to know one another, that situation probably would have came out. He probably would have been like, oh, I got shot a year ago when we weren't talking, and This is what happens to me. But instead, I just trail my happy black ass out there because tall, light-skinned, curly hair, fine as hell, workout, blah, blah, blah. You know, he was giving to me what I thought he was supposed to have been gave. So I trailed out there and I had to find out like that. So just be cautious. Even if it's somebody that you've been talking to, ask them character questions and ask them questions about stuff that you don't know. Like, is there something that you want me to know? Is there anything that you would think people would judge you off of? Or just stuff like that. That way you can choose if you want to deal with that. Because if I was to date a person with a disability that severe, that's a full-time job. That's a whole other job for me. I gotta make sure you bathe right. I gotta do everything for you because you can't really do too much as far as getting in the car, getting out the car, using the restroom, using the shower, everything like that. That's a full-time other job that some people don't want to deal with, and they don't have to. So for future references of anybody just going out to meet with somebody that they haven't met before, they never seen around, just be cautious and just honestly just be cautious and just be careful and just ask a lot of questions. There's nothing wrong with being all up in somebody's business, because if you trying to let somebody be in your business, you better be in their business. So it is what it is. But that's the end of this story time, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell another friend, tell your uncle, tell your baby daddy that's in jail, call him over the phone, tell him to tell his mama, tell her auntie, tell her little sister, baby cousin Tracy. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Follow me on Instagram at BankrollBenz1. That's BankrollBenz1 on Instagram. Add me on Snapchat. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and it'll be on this video. And thank you guys for watching, and please come back next week. I'm going to do a story time every week, maybe even twice a week, because I got a lot of tea to spill about these California niggas, and I got a lot of dirt to kick up. But alright, y'all, I will talk to y'all next week, and don't forget to charge a nigga tax up front, period.